fellow dancehall lovers. I'm Angel, the Dancehall Explorer, and today I'm on the beautiful, friendly island of Aruba, talking to reggae dancehall star Jefferson Paris. Hi, Jefferson.
Bless up, bless up.
Thank you for having me.
I'm glad you're here on the island finally.
Yes, and I'm just going to start right away because I know people are going to be wondering, you're an Aruban artist doing reggae dancehall. How did that come about? Because I wouldn't really expect that.
Yeah, well, reggae dancehall. I was a rapper before.
Oh,
So that was where everything started off because rapping was like, hey, and it was easy, like dancehall. So dancehall, then we went into the dancehall vibration.
Some of them say they want to be superstar. Some of them say they want to be gangster. Some of them say they want to be the shanka. Everything in a life with them anger. None of them say they want to go under. Everything say loose me now.
And after that, I went into the conscious vibration. So, yeah, that's how it went. And that was in the 90s. But I started in the 80s. But in the 90s is when it really kicked off.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, reggae dancers from Jamaica. You're not. How has that been perceived?
Yeah, on the island here, they don't believe I'm a Arubian self.
Okay.
They look at me as a Jamaican reggae artist.
Okay.
So when we went on stage, they was like, hey, this guy Arubian or this guy? And people were saying, yeah, he's from Aruba. They said, no, this guy is from Jamaica.
Okay.
I was like, no, I'm from Aruba. But there's the influence from the Jamaicans when they came to Aruba in the early 80s. I've been around them all the time, but I used to listen to reggae music long before already. So like Bob Marley and, Burning Spears and all of those bands, Black Uhuru, them. So that's where it started off. And then when the Jamaicans started to come on the island, I started to be amongst them a lot because they used to live right below my house in the village. So there's where I used to be. And the guy that used to live there fixing cars, he used to play dancehall music and reggae music every day, all the whole day. Monday to Monday, Sunday to Sunday. So that was the influence.
That's how you kind of got exposed to it.
Yeah.
Is that still what inspires you today?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
All right. And I think it was 2012 when we first met.
Yeah.
And this was an interview that was gonna come someday. Today we are finally here, and you would expect me to just only ask you about your music, but I'm just gonna be very honest.
Yeah.
What I always remembered since that long time ago that I met you is actually this remarkable relationship with your wife, who is also your manager. Can you tell the people a little bit about that? Because I personally thought it was like really extraordinary to see that.
Yeah. Well, my wife, we've been together for 30 years. So we have 24 years married. I got it right? Yeah, okay. I hit it by 123.
All right.
Had to ask before I get in trouble. But yeah, we met, when boy, I was really rebelling on the street. Had a lot of girls all over the place.
Okay.
And she liked me from when she was 13 years old. So when we link up and thing, I used to be running from this girl the whole time. Just like, no, this girl too cool, I need to be, I had a rebel, so the rebel girls and them is what I just deal with, And my brother told me, hey, yo, Jeff, the girl like you. I said, well, you don't like her. You look like me, right? So we come in, my brother look like, we look like twins, So, and that's how we started off. And from when we started off, that was it, We kind of part off for a little bit. And then we came back and then we became serious with the relationship. So, and yeah, it's a remarkable woman, It's like the most I really had of there for me. You know what I mean? And when I started growing her, it's because of her I started to change my whole vibration, being a rebel on the street and doing all the things because now I'm with someone else and I don't want nothing happen to her on the streets, you know what I mean? And her family is very good people, so I can't afford that. So I had to start to figure out how I'm going to do this, and she helped me change a lot of stuff.
She also, what it seemed like to me is that she's also essential in your career.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've met a lot of artists, but I don't think I've ever met an artist whose wife was just so essential in the whole process of managing your career. How does that work in real life though? Because it sounds great, but I don't know if it is as nice as it seems.
Yeah, it don't have a formula to it.
Okay.
We just go day by day. And she is the one that really pushed me.
Okay.
You understand? I very, I love what I'm doing. And once I put my mind to do something, that's it. But to have somebody else to fuel that which I love and what I just do, makes it even better. When I leave from Aruba to go to Jamaica in 2011, she will book the passage. She tell me, listen, when I was leaving again in 2016, she said, listen, you gotta go. I'm going to cry, I'm going to feel it, but you have to leave from here. And that's when I went and I stayed a longer time in Jamaica than what I normally just do. So, ain't no formula. It's just, I think it's just what we do. You know? Yeah.
So you mentioned being in Jamaica. What was that like? What did you do there? And did you feel welcome? And did you feel like you were a part of the music industry there?
Yes, of course, of course. Jamaica, the best place to be. Sorry, it's my second home, you know. And believe you me, I went different places, but I love Jamaica, for real. When I went to Jamaica, it's because I had to understand the culture of the music. I could have gone Europe, and I could have blown up big in Europe a long time ago, because I know the talent I have and I know the music that I have. But I decided to go to the mecca of the music, which is Jamaica. And if you go to Jamaica, if you could go anywhere in the world, but you have to go to Jamaica to become, like to get a stamp of approval, you know. And I decided I'm going to do it the hard way. I'm going straight there one time. And when I went there, it was like instantly welcome. I didn't have no problem, you know. The people are very generous. That's in Jamaica, the place that you wouldn't believe. People give themselves for you.
Wow.
As a stranger. And people don't understand that culture from Jamaica. You understand? But Jamaican people are very, very nice people. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't understand it. It's something that you wouldn't understand. You know? You have to go there yourself to experience that.
What's the most important lesson that you took back from your visits to Jamaica?
I see that the people here, we're very ungrateful. I will use that word. Because I see how hard things is in Jamaica for people. I see the young children on the streets and stuff like that. Ain't easy. And we here in Aruba just take everything for granted. And when I come back here, I just say, somehow you got to go to these places and to see how things hard for people, Virgin. Ain't no joke. And it has hurt me to see that we people in Aruba that are here on this island just take everything for granted. So when I come back here, it just make me more like, yo, hey, we got to change. We got to do things different. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something else your wife's last manager told me. She said the man is on a mission, and that's also one of your songs, On a Mission, and that was the favorite song of all the songs I listened to. That was my favorite.
We're there on a mission, to bring positive music all over the world and stop confusion. Yeah. We're there on a mission.
How did that song come about?
Well, that was in Jamaica. I wrote that song. When I went to Jamaica, I went to find the different producers and the different people who I wanted to meet. Because I was doing my research from Aruba a long time already. And I said, well, okay, King Jameez I want to meet. Bobby Digital I want to meet, you know. Freddie McGregor, them, Big Ship, you know, Tony Rebel, them, you know, all of those producers and everybody who is in the music world, in the reggae music world in Jamaica. And when I went to Jamaica, I met the guy that drives me around, which his name is Braga, and he drives me, you know, all over the place, and he tell me, because he used to be an artist before, so I tell him, listen, I need to meet this boy. He said, no, don't worry, I'm going to carry you, and he carried me around, and he carried me up by Bobby Digital, but he wasn't there. He was, I think, away doing some work, I think in Trinidad, going to build a studio in Trinidad for some people over there. But I met his son, Calibud, and that's where it started off. So Calibud was in the car with me and my wife, which is my manager, and we was going over certain things. I gave him here a mixtape that I had, and he listened to the mixtape, and he said, well, nice, these songs, I'm good, everything, because it was popular rhythms, but I put my own vibes on it, my lyrics and stuff. And then I took up another CD that I had do, which was called It's Not Easy. And that was my own production. So my own rhythms, my own lyrics, everything. And he told me, this you could work with, you know, because this is your own. But the other ones are people rhythms, so, you know, you have the copyright infringement and stuff like that. And then he told me, you know something, I got some rhythms for you. And he gave me a CD with 4 rhythms on it. And he told me, go home and see what you could do with it. So when I went home now, I was sitting down in the bedroom and I put on the CD listening. And I said, well, what I could write on this song, what I could write on this rhythm, you know, what song I could. I said, boy, I am on a mission. I come to Jamaica on a mission to understand the culture, to, you know, to bring reggae music on another level, to use the music that which is not mine, but to bring it to the place where spot, you know, I could be how you say now, a help to those that was carrying it before.
Yeah.
And I say, well, on a mission. I say, yeah, man. Okay. They're on a mission. So like, yeah. So that's how that song
sounds like
about.
a good mission.
Yeah.
So the last thing I want to ask you is, if people should just know one thing about Jefferson Paris, the artist, what's the one thing they need to remember about you?
Me? That's like positive and humble, man. Caring and kind for people. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, but the one thing, I'm going to give you one. There's a lot, but I'm going to give you one. I love people, man.
That you love people?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I love people.
Wow.
Even though people could be fastidious or disgusting, but I love people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they love your music too. So where can they find your music? If they want to know more about you, your music, where should they go?
Well, if you want to know more about me, you could get me on Facebook, Jefferson Paris Aruba, Twitter, Jefferson Paris Aruba, Instagram, Jefferson Paris Aruba. You know, my music, I have a song called War in the City. That's on Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, Google Play. It have one more, I forget, but it have one, but on all digital platforms, you could find that. You know, and have a lot of things pending coming, a lot of unreleased songs coming your way soon.
Thank you for your time, Jefferson Paris from Aruba.
Yeah, man.
And before I go, big shout out to CJ Marketing on Aruba for having this nice setup. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you love dancehall, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more.
War in my city.